My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Let's talk about UFC 286. That was an incredible fight card early in the day for us Americans, but still an awesome card with a bunch of finishes and some controversies. Couple of sketchy scorecards, and let's talk about that. But first, let's talk about how we are just absolutely handing out money. Last night was a resounding success. I'm up units, Jacob's up huge units, Prize Picks hit, Underdog hit, the safety parlay, that's my parlay, that did miss. But everything else hit, and all of these numbers here reflect the loss in the safety parlay. We're up 21.5 units last night alone. We're up 37 units for this year. The bottom right is Jacob's big time ticket. He talked about it for about 2 months now, or whatever this is. He's talked about it for a while. He bet $1,000 for Leon Edwards to win. He won a little over $2,000 because he got him at plus 205. The top right, those are my bets. These are all the bets that you saw in the free betting video from last night. I did the Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberena over significant strikes. That missed, but the Jake Hadley inside the distance hit. The Marvin Vettori, Roman Dolidze inside the distance decision, no action. That was refunded. That's why that's black. Yanal Ashmaz, Jacob and I both bet on him. He is by far the biggest not by far, but he was the biggest winning underdog on the card. We both picked him. We both bet on him, and that hit. And then Chris Duncan moneyline hit as well. Last night was a resounding success. Most of Jacob's bets were for premium members. A couple of mine were WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member. It's $10 a month, you cheap bastard. Let's go ahead and talk about these fights. First of all, anybody who bet on Juliana Miller is an absolute fool. And a lot of people did. That line moved. We have the line movement tracker on the website. You can see it. She opened as a favorite. She closed as an even larger favorite, which means people were betting money on her. She was a minus like 450 favorite or something like that. She has 4 professional fights and is sloppy as hell. Picking her to win is one thing. Betting on her is a completely... I don't know why anybody would have bet on her, especially after what we've seen in women's MMA lately. So great job for Veronica Hardy. Her striking looked good. Takedowns look good. Submission defense looked good. I mean, Juliana Miller's just rolling around looking like Ryan Hall, except not good. Absolute tremendous fade next time out. And then Muhammad Mokaev, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. He needed shoulder surgery. His shoulders are messed up. This dude is going to need some sort of knee surgery. Look at that. That is not the direction that knees bend. That is insane. There's no way he's just fine. Then they have to carry him out of the cage. And here's the thing with Muhammad Mokaev. I took him out of the safety parlay. Should have left him, right? It hit. He would have won. But he was a minus 1,000 favorite. Did he look like a minus 1,000 favorite in this moment? Yeah, he got some takedowns. He did what he does, but he's not a dangerous guy. People are going to see on Tapology that he's winning by finish and think that he's just incredible world beater. He's not. He's a dominant wrestler that can work in some grappling. And yes, he submitted an incredibly tough opponent. He submitted Malcolm Gordon. I get it. But the reality is Muhammad Mokaev is going to be a fade at some point. We got to watch these matchups closely. But he's going to fight somebody that is not just going to get taken down like it's no big deal. And they're going to put up a real fight. And Muhammad Mokaev at 20-something years old may legitimately be used and abused. Look at this knee. This is not okay. This is not just quick recovery. We took him out of the safety parlay. We had almost nothing on him, so I was actually hoping he would lose at this point, just blow up a couple of those obvious parlays people slap together. But either way, Muhammad Mokaev, he is not the dream everybody thinks he is, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of matchups he gets in the future. Yanal Ashmaz, I mentioned the biggest winning underdog. He was the biggest winning underdog. Both Jacob and I picked him to win. We bet on him to win. And this dude won. We broke down the Sam Patterson tape. I mean, we watched tape on every single one of these fights, put together notes, all that crap. And you just watch Sam Patterson. You're like, how is this dude a tremendous favorite? He gets hit. He gets taken down. He's got nothing to offer. He's got how? Even if you go through his tape where he's winning by knockout, it's people rushing in and he's catching them. That's why it's very important to not just look at Tapology. Oh, wow. Look at these odds. Oh, wow. This dude has some finishes on his record. He must be dangerous. Because he's not. Yanal Ashmaz was the pick. And frankly, I did let the odds affect me. I did a quarter of a unit on him. I should have done way more than that. But I was like, I must be missing something here. Because this dude is not great, and Yanal is pretty solid everywhere with power, takedowns, all of that. So anyway, big hit for that. Very glad. Only a quarter of a unit. It is what it is. Jacob had a half. So either way, big win for Yanal and Sam Patterson. Some of these prospects doesn't make any sense to me. Listen, Jack Shore won. I had money on Jack Shore winning. But man, did he look like shit. Did he look good? Did you guys watch that fight and go, yes, Jack Shore. Jack Shore is another, let's put in the fade department and see what happens next time out. Because first of all, he was taken down pretty easily. And I get it, Makwan's a wrestling beast. But Makwan has 30 seconds of energy and nothing else after that. Jack Shore looks soft as hell. This dude changed weight classes and it looks like he didn't even do a single sit-up. He was struggling at times in that first round. And yes, he ended up getting it done, but that is literally why they put together this matchup. Because they know, Makwan's going to get smoked. Makwan's going to get, that's it. If he doesn't win in the first 30 seconds, he's not winning. That's why they put together this matchup. Jack Shore is going to fight a normal-sized, normal cardio-having 145-pounder that can strike and wrestle, and he's going to get smoked. Jack Shore is going to be a fade in his next fight. Obviously, I don't know the matchup yet, so I can't say that with absolute fact, but if he's getting anybody decent at 145 that's got 3 rounds of cardio, Jack Shore is going to be a fade. He's going to be a fade. He did not. Let me know in the comments what you think if I'm being way too harsh. I did not watch that fight being like, yes, Jack Shore, yes. I was like, dude, Jesus, man. This is not a great look here. Roman Dolidze, Marvin Vettori, was this a bad decision? Listen, I was watching it. The only money I had on this fight was Roman inside the distance, decision, no action. So whatever side that decision went didn't affect my life whatsoever. I was getting a refund on that bet. So it didn't matter. But I think this was a bad decision. I think Roman, and I picked Marvin Vettori to win, as you guys remember. And what did I say? I think Marvin's going to win because his head is like a cement wall, so you're not going to be able to put him out. Roman's takedowns suck, so Roman's not going to be able to take him down. And Marvin Vettori is just going to win this fight with striking volume. That is essentially what happened, but I wouldn't have scored it that way if I were a judge because Roman was coming forward. Roman was bombing away. There were moments, at no point was like Marvin like rocked, but there were moments where it was clear that Roman striking was doing damage and it was bothering Marvin quite a bit. I think Roman should have won that decision. You want to call it a 29-28? You want to make it a split? Fine. I think Roman should have won that decision. You can't look at the stats in this fight because the stats weren't even close. But Marvin Vettori's just throwing pitter-patter out there. Roman is ducking his head and just bombing over the top. And there were moments where Marvin looked like he was in a little bit of trouble. So if we zoom out and look at the fight as a whole, not much happened. Sort of a slugfest on its feet. But if anybody was closer to winning by stoppage, it was Roman. He did a little bit more damage, seemed to affect Marvin Vettori a little bit. So I think Roman should have won that decision. Let me know what you guys think. Was it a wild robbery? Should people be lighting things on fire in the streets? No. Somewhat close as far as just watching. Stats weren't anywhere close at all. I mean, Marvin Vettori just absolutely smoked Roman according to the stats, and nothing truly meaningful happened. There was no knockdown. There was no takedown with control. There was nothing meaningful. So it was just sort of a volume striking game, and every judge sees that a little differently. I would have scored this for Roman, but super close, and I don't think this does anything negative to Roman's stock. I mean, he came out there, fought the hardest-headed guy in the division, and made him feel it. So, and showed that he has 3 rounds of cardio. So, Roman Dolidze, let's see what they give him next, but I'll be looking, hopefully he's another underdog. The amount of times this guy's been an underdog is absolutely insane. Women's MMA, man. We avoided Casey O'Neill, avoided her like the plague. She's been gone like a year, a little over a year, something like that. Her last fight, she didn't look amazing, but she's got crisp striking, solid takedowns. But what was the breakdown, right? The breakdown was that Jennifer Maia has sneaky good boxing. Sneaky good boxing. This was a close-ish fight-ish, but Jennifer Maia just absolutely worked Casey O'Neill. And sometimes they need these losses. They, as in fighters, not they, as in women. Sometimes they need these losses, right? Because she was undefeated, coming off that close decision. If she won another close decision, maybe she wouldn't make the adjustments she has to make. And now it's like, okay, I lost. I'm not an undefeated fighter anymore. I need to make adjustments. I need to change things. What do I need to do better here? Let's figure that out. So Casey O'Neill's still very, very good. She's got that solid grappling. She's got decent striking. She's just got to I don't know, make these small adjustments, better footwork, more active on her feet. Has to clean up those takedowns because she was able to take down and bully some of the lower ranked or not ranked fighters at all. And now that she was undefeated, worked her way up a little bit, takedowns aren't working for her. And if the takedowns aren't going to work for you, it doesn't open up your hands. Because if you can't win the striking exchanges, what's your backup plan? You don't have one. So Casey O'Neil's still phenomenal. Love to watch her fight. Well, phenomenal's a bit of a stretch. Love to watch her fight, but we'll see what happens on these adjustments. That's what we talked about with Jack Shore. These guys, fighters, lose. The undefeated fighters lose. What do they look like in their next fight out? This may just be the beginning of an absolute spiral, like freaking Alexander Romanov, or it's let me make my adjustments, come back, be better, or incremental improvement. So Casey O'Neill, we'll see what she does next time out. Jennifer Maia, great fight. Good for her. Came out, did exactly what she needed to do, and won that fight. Co-main event. This was 100%. I don't think anybody disagreed that this wouldn't be fight of the night. This was a phenomenal fight. Couple of takeaways. It was very clear to me that Rafael Fiziev was the much better striker, right? Just as far as technique, speed, probably even power is concerned. Much better, cleaner. His hand was here the whole time. He was sending stuff fast. He was sending it clean. He was landing. Justin Gaethje has the freaking skin of a leather boot. This dude doesn't scratch. He doesn't swell. I mean, Fiziev cracked him multiple times hard, and there's not even, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. His skin should be studied. It doesn't cut. It doesn't scratch. It doesn't swell. It's absolutely incredible. It was a very, very close decision. I do think Gaethje won that fight. I think it was 1-1 going into the third, and it all came down to the third round. Gaethje came forward. He was bombing away, and he got that last second takedown. I think Justin Gaethje won that fight. But what a sketchy-ass scorecard we have in the middle. Paul Sutherland gave Rafael Fiziev the first round. Rafael Fiziev the second round, which is fine. Right? Good. Okay. And look what he did with the third round. 10-8 for Justin Gaethje. How in the F was that last round a 10-8? It wasn't. So what we saw here was somebody who gave the first two rounds to one guy, realized that was a mistake. I can't rule this fight in favor of Fiziev. I'm going to look stupid if I do. So then he just did a 10-8 round in the third. And that's just atrocious. That's just as bad as getting it wrong. I would prefer 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 the other way. And you give it to Fiziev, and it's like, listen, it was a close fight. You could argue Fiziev won. 100%. You don't give him the third round. You could argue he won the first and the second round just with speed, volume, and it was clean. His striking was much cleaner. He was landing the better shots. Yes, he got damaged, but he was landing better shots. 10-8. Let me know in the comments if there's anybody on this planet, including Justin Gaethje and his mother, that think he won a 10-8 round in the third. So again, I think Justin Gaethje won that fight. If I'm a judge, I would have scored the first round for Fiziev. Second round was super close. Probably need to watch it again, but third definitely for Gaethje. No world is that a 10-8. No world. That was ridiculous. A half a takedown with 20 seconds left, 10-8. That was absurd. That's a bad scorecard. And we all focus on the wrong scorecards, like when they get the decision wrong. This is just as bad because this tells me that that judge will sacrifice a round to make up for other stuff. And yeah, maybe he got, as a whole, it's okay, but you can't just be throwing 10-8 rounds out there to make up for what, oops, I shouldn't have done that last round. That's bullshit. Bad scorecard. Main event, was this a homer call? Do you guys think Leon Edwards got a homer call? Because I'll tell you, you're going to watch the Fight Foods vlog. That'll be out later today at some point, depending when you're watching this. It's already been out. And that vlog just follows me, my family, my friends around on fight day. We cook some food, we hang out, we have fun. Drink. We watched the main event together. There was like 4 or 5 of us watching the main event. We're drinking, we're hanging out. We all, me, Bo, Casey, Scott, and my wife, we are all watching that fight. We all expected Kamaru Usman to win that fight. Every single one of us expected that they were going to say Kamaru Usman won. And also, they announced the scorecard wrong. They said 49-47 for Leon. That was 47-47. He said 49-47. So that was a little bit, we were like, what? This is crazy. Anyway, we thought Kamaru Usman won that fight. All Leon Edwards did, in my opinion, was back up and throw leg kicks. Back up, throw leg kick. Back up, throw leg kick. Back up, throw leg kick. grab the fence, kick in the dick, back up, throw a leg kick, grab the fence, kick in the dick. That's what Leon Edwards did. I don't know how Leon Edwards won this fight. He was taken down 4 times. He gave up control time. He got no takedowns of his own. He had no knockdowns. And any of his all of his strikes were to the leg. There was no meaningful strikes. It was 25 minutes. There was a couple of solid, he got him there. But at no point was Usman dizzy. At no point did he lose his footing. At no point did he look like he was going to get put out. At no point did Leon Edwards land anything more than a 1 or 2 strike combo. At no point did Leon have control time, have a takedown, have Usman backed up. There was nothing meaningful that happened on Leon Edwards' side. But if you go to the Usman side, he never had Leon Edwards in any real true danger, but he had 4 takedowns. He had control time. He was the one moving forward, and Leon Edwards had a point taken away for grabbing the fence. Even with the point deduction, Leon Edwards wins this fight. I think it was a bad decision. I am going to watch it again because when they showed the live odds right before the scorecard, Leon Edwards is a minus 135. So the bookies thought Leon Edwards was going to win as well. So I may be wrong. We had friends over. I'm eating, drinking. I might be wrong. I'm going to have to watch it again on mute and just watch the fight and see what happens and see how I feel. Knowing the results, see how I feel. Oh, yeah, okay, Leon did win that round. Okay. I mean, all 3 judges gave him 3 rounds. And there's a point deduction. I mean, I didn't see it that way. It felt like a homer call. But, hey, it is what it is. And to Jacob's point, a lot of the people on the Usman side, not me, I'm a very reasonable person. A lot of people on the Usman side were screaming and yelling, this is going to be domination. He's going to smoke Leon. He's going to beat him half to death. And it got to a decision and it was razor thin. So congrats, Jacob. I'm glad Jacob's bet cashed, all of that. But I think Leon Edwards lost this fight. And the stats are very misleading. 120 strikes landed. These are the significant strikes. These are all leg kicks. Every single one of these 120 strikes were leg kicks. Every single one of them. He attempted 1 takedown. It was sloppy. He lost. He had multiple nut shots, multiple cage grabs. I mean, look at this. Leon Edwards attempted 164 strikes. They went to the freaking leg. Kamaru Usman attempted 232. Coming forward. Big pressure. Landing. Pressure. Landing. Pressure. Yes, he was only 4 of 15 for takedowns. But that tells me he's the one coming forward trying to make something happen. Leon Edwards is the one backing up, grabbing the fence, kicking in the dick. Anyway, I think Usman won this fight, but I'm not mad at it. Let's move on with the division. Colby Covington smokes Leon Edwards, by the way. Guys, become a premium member. We're absolutely just handing out cash. 21.5 units of net profit last night, even with my parlay missing. 37 units of net profit on the year. 2023, we're only 8 events in, and I've given you 37 units of net profit already. Jacob cashed a massive ticket last night. I hit every single bet except one. The Marvin Vettori Roman Dolidze, that's refunded because it was a no-action bet. And then Brian Barberena landing more than 14 significant strikes. I actually thought that was going to be a slam dunk. 14 significant strikes. He literally doesn't have a single fight in the UFC, including when he was finished in the first round, where he didn't land 14 significant strikes. This was the first time. So that bet missed. All the other ones hit. Covered that. Still ended up some units. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member. We already have UFC San Antonio picks and bets up for you now. Guys, we felt the love. Our DMs were open. This is like a sloppy collage. We were getting messages. Hey, thanks for the DraftKings stuff. Look what I did in DraftKings. Hey, love the Yanal Ashmaz bet. I hit that. Guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We come out here. We put in tens of hours of research and video and content, and you guys appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thank you all so much, especially when you show the support publicly. Don't forget, become a premium member. The line movement tracker is up and ready to go for UFC San Antonio, and we've had some interesting movement. We've already had a couple of favorites flip to underdogs, and we have some massive move. I mean, Chidi Njokuani opened at plus 145. He's sitting at minus 160 now. And this line movement tracker will help you identify trends, hop on or hop off to make the best picks and the best bets possible. And we have a 28-38 column spreadsheet loaded with data, insight, and information. The website isn't just copy Angelo and Jacob. There is data, there's information, there's analytics, there's information there for you to do your own research, do your own picks, and we've brought it all together for you so you don't have to spend the 30 hours going through multiple sources. We did that. You get it all laid out for you, nice and clean, and you can start diving in, making your picks, and making your bets. Guys, if you want $50, as always, weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I will send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. They're going to pay me. I'm going to slice off a piece and pay you. Guys, watch all this stuff. The vlog will be out today. The weekend review will be out today. And so will San Antonio Quick Picks.